All right, we got the Conscendo Evolution here. I don't have many foamies. I bought this on a whim before the price hikes, and it's got safe is disabled and AS3X is also disabled on it. I've had to reprogram the receiver for that. I'm just not a fan of it. Yeah, I wanted to get something cheap that would kind of get me into gliding a little bit. I have a Gentle Lady to build at some point, which will be a true glider, but this was it's a fun little thing. See if it pops up. Yep, everything's good. Controls. All right. See what she does. Been a while since I've flown this. It's actually warm today. I don't know if it'll be able to pick up any thermal. We'll see if we can piss off some geese or whatever they are. One time flying this thing, oh, she's nosing down a lot. I must have the battery more forward than normal. I had a hawk follow this thing for a good 5 minutes. I had some thermals. I was able to circle around and keep it up. And he followed this plane move for move until I had to turn the motor back on. Then he was like, nope, I'll see you later. Man, it doesn't need a lot of elevator. I'm almost maxed out on my trims here, which is odd. That's better. That's not too bad. So it'll do. So this is just on 3S. This can do 4 if you really want to have it cook. But we'll take the power off. Oh, there's a hawk right there. Oh, he was following me with the extra for a bit. Could be an osprey. I don't know my birds very well, unless they have motors on them. So it glides pretty well. It's obviously not a true glider, but it'll stay in the air with a little effort. It's actually a great trainer plane in all reality, other than the fact that it doesn't have any landing gear or anything, but it's actually not the worst thing when it comes to trainers. If you have a asphalt runway or something and you can't land on grass, I could see maybe it being a little bit of a problem, but Jamie, one of the key persons that got me the permission to fly here for once. Always wanted to fly here as a kid. It is a full-scale airport, little airstrip, and we used to initially fly over on the main strip. I didn't like it because if I had an issue, I was making a mess on the main strip, especially if sometimes people will come on final randomly, and I do have to get a radio. I did have meant to, but not everybody even uses the radio to say what they're doing around here. It's very low key. But sometimes I gotta land on a whim, and if literally like in 2 seconds. So if I ever had an issue on landing, then I just made a mess of the airstrip, and then the full scale can't land. So I got permission to cut this strip out of some tall grass over on the side. It's not ideal, but I mow it with those old gang mowers over there towed behind the blazer. I may actually mow right when I get done flying. And mows it nice and short. I have a problem with clover right now. The clover, even though it doesn't look very high, the clover is very thick and dense, and it likes to grab the wheels. Good for the extra because it slows it down a lot quicker. So this plane, it's got a 3S 2200 in it. The most I've flown it for, well, I keep forgetting to put a total timer on my radio. Right now it's just the throttle timer. But I've flown for like 20-25 minutes before with this, just, you know, banging up to height and just gliding around. Like even on 3S, it'll climb almost vertical. One of my favorite things to do is cut the power and just dive bomb the field. Just kind of whistles by. Or you go up and you do a couple, you can try to see how many maneuvers you can get in before you run out of energy. Go way up there. I don't even know if that's still in camera view. Come down. Roll rate is not the greatest on this, but it's obviously not meant to be. It's not an aerobatic plane per se, but it does do most of it. It will not stall. Like, it really can't get it to snap. The control surfaces on the back are not big enough to really induce the wing to lose lift, so it just kind of does a spiral roll. Got some turkeys. Turkeys are one of my videos. You could see I had some turkeys in the runway. It kind of messed up my landing. See if I can piss them off right here. Hello. They don't care. They're not the brightest animal of the bunch. Can't do touch and goes with this. Once it touches, she's done. That's it. She's pretty quick, even on 3S. Nice big loops. Yeah, that's about as much as you can get out of a snap stall. Snap spin out of it. Oh, what's complaining? Oh, my timer's in elapsed, but that's not right. Oh, it's not bottom. Oh, sometimes when this radio gets hot, it doesn't, the throttle stick is a little out of calibration. So even though it's down all the way, it's at 99% down and not 100% down. So the timer doesn't stop. So the timer just expired, but that's not actually true because I haven't really been using the motor much. As I say, it is still running a Spectrum receiver. My radio is a TX16S. I wasn't a fan of AS3X and what it was doing sometimes in weird flight conditions. It tried to auto-correct certain things that I didn't like, so I had to reflash it, and with the forward programming script on the TX16X, I was able to turn off all the gains for AS3X down to 0, so there's no correction on this. I did the same thing for my Mustang too. Pretty much nothing I have has a gyro in it. I'm a little old school, but you obviously can do whatever the hell you want. I like to fly my planes. I don't like mixes. I have a couple mixes on a couple planes, but generally I don't like mixes. I like to fly the plane. I don't like the radio or the receiver to fly it, but that's just me. Nothing wrong or right about it, just what I like to do. I don't know if this thing flies inverted very well. Decent amount of up pressure needed, or down pressure. See if we can do a nice big no power loop right on the deck. Nope, not enough energy. That's why we need the power. Not fast enough. Straight down. Not a lot of rudder authority on this. It's not very big. Compared to like the Gentle Lady, that's all you got. When I finally built that, I used to fly them as a kid, but I never had. I was going to put electric motor on the Gentle Lady. I used to, back in the day, I used to use a one of those catapult things, and that was a pain. You had to go get the catapult, drag it all out, and then hopefully it didn't land in a tree when it released the plane. So I'm excited to fly one with an electric motor like this with the folding prop. And the Gentle Ladies need lead in the nose anyway to balance, so a little electric power system won't hurt anything. Anyway, probably have to discharge this battery a little bit because it's probably nowhere near close. I don't know how long we've been going for, but I think it's long enough for a video. Not that I even care. Don't have any spoiler or crowing, or there's not enough surfaces on this for that. No flaperons or anything. It could do flaperons. And that's it. Alright. Take a break today, and maybe if I play my cards right, I can fly again later.